Chapter 7. The Dense Forest Regions. Learning Objectives. Location of the dense forest regions. Climate, vegetation, wildlife. People in these regions. Let's begin. Sohan, look, this snake is so big. I am scared. What if it came out and attacked us? Ha! Ha! Divya, it is an anaconda. It cannot hurt you. It is behind the heavy glass wall. Do you know where it is from? I don't know. Where is it found? Its home is the Amazon rainforest, a part of the equatorial rainforests. It won't be poisonous since it is kept in the zoo, so the snake is harmless. Oh, that is a relief. We already know that the equator divides the earth into two equal halves, the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. The regions between 0 degrees and 10 degrees north and south of the equator are called the equatorial region. This region receives high amount of direct sunlight due to its position. This phenomenon directly affects the climatic condition, vegetation, marine life, wildlife, and human inhabitation in the regions around it. The dense forests in this region are also known as the equatorial rainforests. These forests are present in South America, Africa, Australia, and Southeast Asia. Climate. Since the equatorial regions are located on both sides of the equator, they are a part of the torrid zone. These are the regions which receive direct rays of the sun. Due to this, there is lot of evaporation during the daytime. The evaporated water then changes into clouds. Due to this, there is rainfall every day at around 4 o'clock. Hence, this region receives heavy rainfall throughout the year, which supports the growth of the equatorial rainforests. The temperature remains approximately 30 degrees C and climate remains very hot with extreme humidity. There are no changes in the season. The length of days and nights is almost the same. The equatorial rainforests are also called tropical rainforests. Extreme diversity of vegetation and animal species can be found in the region. Vegetation. The equatorial rainforests are evergreen forests. These forests appear to be green throughout the year because the trees do not shed their leaves at the same time. The combination of the high temperature and high rainfall is most suitable for the growth of trees and plants. Just a shallow layer of fertile soil is present here. Therefore, the trees have shallow roots that reach to the nutrients in the soil. However, many huge trees have developed buttress roots, as shallow roots are unable to support them. These roots stretch from the ground up to 2 meters height or more up to the trunk. Think up, search the various types of roots trees can have. Make a list and check all those you have seen in real life. These rainforests are very thick and the plants grow in different layers. The top layer is called the emergent layer. This layer has the tallest trees which grow up to the height of 60 meters. The second layer is called the canopy. The trees that grow very near to each other and form a kind of umbrella with their branches and leaves is called a canopy. This blocks most of the sunlight from reaching the ground. The third layer is a maze of leaves and branches. This layer is called the understory. It consists of small trees, shrubs, ferns, creepers, etc. Vines called lianas are also present which use the trees to reach to the top for sunlight. A variety of animals and insects live in this layer. The lowest layer is called the forest floor. This comprises of the fallen leaves, decayed fruits fallen from trees, etc. The trees which grow here include mahogany, rosewood, ebony, cinchona, fan palm, strangler fig, and rubber. Wildlife. The equatorial rainforests are home to a large number of animal and insect species. These forests cover only 2% of the Earth's surface and 6% of the world's land surface, yet they hold more than half of the world's species of plants and animals. They are monkeys, chimpanzees, flying squirrels, sloths, gorillas, elephants, jaguars, etc. There are many colorful birds like parrots, toucans, and macaws, lizards, spiders, chameleons, crocodiles, alligators, and turtles are also found here. The largest species of snakes, such as pythons and anacondas, also reside in these regions. These forests are very dangerous as many of harmful insects and poisonous frogs are found. People of the rainforests. The people who live in the tropical rainforests are called tribal people. They live a very simple life and depend on the forest for food and shelter. Some of these tribes are the Pygmies of the Congo, the Semangs of Malaysia, and the Yanomami of Brazil. They are all hunters and gatherers. They hunt wild animals and gather eatable things from the forest as food. They mostly eat flesh of animals, fish, insects, and honey. Malaria is the deadliest disease here that kills many people every year. The tribes of Huli of Papua New Guinea, Bantus of Zaire Basin, and Dayaks of Borneo are farmers. They grow their own crops. They practice agriculture in the rainforests by cutting trees from a part of the forest, then burning the land. There they plant their crops for 3 or 4 years. This type of agriculture is known as shifting agriculture. After some years, they move on to a new piece of land for cultivation as the land loses its fertility. The Europeans who settled in these regions of Southeast Africa and Asia introduced plantation agriculture. Most of the above-mentioned tribes have been forced by these settlers to move away or to change their ways of leading their lives. Instead of growing food crops, now they grow crops to earn money like coffee, cocoa, rubber, cotton, tobacco. Fact frame: in India, shifting agriculture is known by the name Jim cultivation. Recall, the dense forests on the earth are also known as the equatorial rainforests. These forests are present in South America, Africa, Australia, and Southeast Asia. The equatorial rainforests are evergreen forests. The equatorial rainforests are home to a large number of animal and insect species. The people who live in the tropical rainforests are called tribal people. They live a very simple life and depend on the forest for food and shelter.